Good morning, everyone. My name is Adeola Folorunshaw. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to participate in the program that is organized by the fellowship. Um, it means a lot to me personally. I will be sharing one of few things with us concerning menstrual hygiene. Um, so my findings are actually from my own experiential knowledge as a female, a lady who started menstruation at the age of around 11. So I've been into this business of menstruation since over 20 something years. And also my findings from research and even as a registered nurse for over 12 years in Canada. I made some few slides. It's just six slides, not too long, just to keep it very simple. And basically, what the content of the slide will be looking at what is menstrual health, what is menstrual hygiene, and what are those preparations as a female or as a lady that we need to have in anticipation for a monthly cycle, and then what is menstrual literacy. So that's kind of like the content of my slide. And then I'll be sharing some practical things with us. So be ready. I hope I can get some few questions following this presentation. Okay. So as we all know that human being, we are all made up of the physical part of us, the spiritual part of us, the social, and even the mental part of us. So beyond the spiritual, there's a physical part of us. And on that physical part of us is where the menstrual hygiene lies, right? And so according to some findings made by some researchers in 2021 and even WHO, they defined menstrual health as a complete physical, mental, and social well-being that's in relationship to menstrual cycle. So it's looking at every aspect of us that is giving us the balance and giving us that right self-esteem when we go through our menstrual cycle. So it's a state of that completeness that helps us. And also a menstrual cycle in itself, as we know, it's a monthly period and it's help us in preparation for the menstruation or even as for pregnancy as well. So depending, but I think we're just going to be taking the direction of menstruation and not pregnancy at this time. Okay, so that's kind of the definition. So beyond menstrual cycle or menstrual hygiene, it's not just about the process itself, but the holistic view of how everything have impact on us. Because when we get it right, then it helps to build our self-esteem as well and how we carry ourselves during that period. Okay, so now what is menstrual cycle, like I've earlier defined? Okay, so it's kind of like the normal flow that we should expect of a woman every 21 to 35 days. So it's fall within that range. So depending, an average of it is 28 days. So what that means is that every 28 days, you're expected to have a menstruation, or you're expected to have your period that is shedding. So when the every month the body gets ready, and then when the person is not pregnant, everything sheds off and it comes out as a blood. And then also part of what we supposed to be knowing is how to identify even our menstrual pattern. You know, some people have a longer period of menstrual cycle and some people have a shorter period, right? So you just have to know where do you fall, what is norm for you. And then also, apart from the timing of the menstrual cycle itself or your time of menstruation, you also have to know about, do you have a light period? Do you have a medium? Or do you just have a very heavy period as well? So you have to understand your pattern, that we're from the same household, or my sister had this does not mean I'm going to be having this, because our bodies are different, right? So you have to know which is your own pattern. And secondly, you also have to know that menstruation in itself, the flow or the heaviness as it might come, might be determined by stress, illnesses, food, medication, genetics as well. And then it could be influenced by every other things, that if you are dehydrated. So you have to understand your body. You need to have an awareness of your own body in preparation of your menstruation every month. Okay, so you have to know where you fall. And then one of the things I've mentioned is that how prepared are you when it comes to your menstruation? It requires a thorough awareness of yourself and also hormonal changes. Like I said, if you're very stressed, there is tendency that your period might be delayed. And if you're just your normal self, it comes normally at the right time. If you're on certain medications, if you're dehydrated, if you're malnourished, your period might not be regular as well. So that's another pattern on its own, like how regular is the regular, and stuff like that. So you have to know the timing as well, and you have to understand your own body. When you're about to menstruate, there is period actually that, there are some signs and symptoms that you will know within yourself, especially start with ovulation. So ovulation is the release of unfertilized egg on its own, right? So some might even know if they're ovulating on the right side or the, left side, depending. It does not matter, but you will know when you're ovulating because your body temperature changes, your mood changes, you kind of like sometimes irritable. So you have to watch out. That's why I said awareness of yourself and those hormonal changes responsible. And also one of the part of the things that we prepare for in preparation for menstrual cycle is the menstrual supplies. Some people just say, oh my gosh, this thing just came. It did not just come, my sister. No. It's because you weren't paying attention to yourself. So it just don't come like that. It gives you those warnings. And so you have to understand yourself. So you don't want a situation where it comes and you're not prepared. And it's now like known to everybody. I call it like global awareness, that everybody knows that sister, it is thing. Those kind of things. It kind of affects our mental health and even our self-esteem, especially if you're in class of over 250. And then all you have to do is to stand up and, it's just... the rest is history. Everybody knows that you are on. So basically, it does not just come like that. You have to prepare yourself. You have to understand yourself. And so on my slide, I said, what are those menstrual literacy that you need to know? So number one is that to be able to know when it's coming, to be able to understand yourself, to be fully prepared. There are apps that we have, like there is the ovulation and menstrual app. You can download it on your phone. You can put the last time you menstruated, like the two last period that you menstruated, you can put it and it gives you an estimate of the day. Sometimes it comes 2 days earlier, sometimes it might be 2 days later. So it kind of give you that in this week, you might likely ovulate, or you might likely have your menstruation, right? So you are well prepared for that. So those apps should be on your phone, and in fact you can even put them on notification mode, so it tells you like every month when you're supposed to be expecting. I know in the past we have this calendar, you put it on calendar and all that. Everything is now electronics. You just have like how many people be carrying calendar all over the places, stuff like that, and stuff like that, because these are personal things. You can have them on your phone. And at the same time, in preparation for your menstruation, choose the right pad. Some people go to the market, they buy menstrual pads just because it looks very fancy. So you have to look at the function of the pad, not the fanciness or aesthetics of the pad. So basically, when you go to the store, when you want to get a pad, on the pad itself, the package, it tells you if it's heavy flow, if it's moderate flow, if it's light flow. It tells you. Some even come in level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, like that. So if you are the one that is on medium flow, for instance, if you go get a pad that only work for somebody who is light flow, you know what that means? You will be soaked. You will be soaked. So basically, if you are the medium flow, I would advise you go for something. Is either you go on medium or you even go something on heavy, because no matter how it is, it will still capture the whole thing, right? And then you look at the length. You want to take something that is well, like it captures the whole of that part. the whole of the perineal area from front to back. So people get so short pad that the whole front or the whole back is affected, like it's stained. So you have to look at the length. So that's why I'm saying that don't look at just the aesthetics. Oh, this package looks so fancy. It's not about the fancy. There's no money to waste around, my sisters, right? It's about function. That's the most important thing, right? So you're getting the right size, you're getting the right length for yourself, you're getting the right, the right like size, like I said, so it's able to capture how your pattern of your flow, right? And also you want to wear the right clothing, the right outfit when you're having your menstruation. That's not the period to wear whites. That's not the period to wear colors that that easily like tell, because people are not just they're not just conscious of that, hygiene conscious of you're having your menstrual period and you're putting on whites. That's not right, my sister. Don't do that. Get colors that are kind of dark, so that even when anything happens, it's not known to the whole world that, hey, this sister is thin. Something like dark, dark colors, black, even purple, colors that are dark anyway. And then also you have the right, the right cardigans. You can have that in anticipation. So you have some cardigans that it covers up to your, just up to this level, covers the whole thing, not the upper one, the very long ones. So I'll show you, for instance, what I'm talking about. So I have like some cardigans like this. So when I'm doing my thing, I have my cardigan on, and then you could see that it covers the whole length. Nobody can see anything. It's well covered. It's very long for me. I use that for that period, and it's all covered. So you want to get yourself something like that. You're well prepared for your business. Nobody should know that you're menstruating. Nobody should know. It's not a global business. It's a personal thing. So you want to get those right clothing as well. And also, while you're doing that, you want to get extra panties, extra pad, keep it. You can put in a Ziploc bag. Don't say, you're going to tell me. Don't be like an Ijebu like me. Even me, that I'm an Ijebu person, when it comes to things like that, I'm very, very generous. So don't be an Ijebu person. So get extra ones, especially when you go for classes and it's going to be a long time and you're going to be in class. Anything can happen. You could have extra flow. Some people start very light, and as time goes on, it becomes heavy. So you never can say, depending on your body, because the body system changes here and there. So get extra ones, well packaged, and also get disposal, like well packed, well wrapped, and well disposed of. I remember I went to boarding house, and you have, like, any one of us going to boarding house can tell, like, things are just disposed anyhow for free for everyone to see. No, it has to be well packed and well disposed of. So you get all those, like, newspapers, anything to have it well packed and well disposed of, because these are internal things coming from you, right? Also, you want to be well hydrated. I see some people look very dry because you're losing fluids, right? So you want to be well hydrated as you're doing that. And also use folic acid, because you're losing blood as well, and then you become so tired. So you can use folic acid after you're done, or in between, or in the before, just to get yours, because some people look so very weak during that period, especially if you are the anemic one, right? So you have to be well hydrated, use the medication, and then eat well as well. You need that as well, because you're losing fluids. And also the right deodorant, smell good. That's not the period of you be smelling blood, because it doesn't have time to to breathe, the menstrual pad and stuff like that. It could create some odors, right? So you just want to use the right deodorant. You want to smell good. People should not know that you're doing your menstrual your menstruation. No, people should not know. You should just be a normal yourself, doing your thing. And also change pad as often as possible. Some can wear one through the whole of 24 hours. Those are bacteria, infection building in there. So you want to always change your pad. That's very important. You don't want to build up something. And then use the right panties. So I have some example, like a demo here. There's a menstrual pad, menstrual panties. So like, this is a demo, for instance. This is a new pants, okay? You can see that this is different from the regular pants. So look at if you can see this pant. Can you see? So this one, there is no how that you're going to get stained. And honestly, if I pour water, this is water here. If I pour water to the inner part, look at how well I squeezed it. It's well, can you see? But look at the other part. Can you see? It's not soaked at all. Not soaked at all. Right? But it's soaked in here. So that's for you to know. That's for your own business. But to the world, nobody's seeing what is going on. It is still like, it's very, very good. So you can get panties like this. Actually, it's meant for. And the thing I like about this panty is that, see, it's very long, covers the whole back, covers the whole bum, right? Don't wear panties that it's kind of like form triangles behind you or something. Don't do that. Panties that covers the whole back very well, covers the whole back. And look at the front as well. Goes all the way, because you could get stain in the front as well, right? So use the right panties. That's very, very important. So this one you can get online. So like I said, it's soaked in here but not soaked outside, so nobody knows what is going on. So it's left for you. And like I said, use the right cardigan. Check on the pad as well. Check what the size are. Don't go for just aesthetics or the beauty of the pad, but go for the function of the pad depending on your flow. And make sure you do some exercise. I believe that's the little I have to share, because I sincerely hope that questions will come before I did this video. But any questions after this will be very, very important. So I think the summary of it is that understand yourself. Menstruation does not just come unawares. It gives you signs that it's coming. Get yourself prepared. Understand your body. If things are changing within you, get a free app. You don't have to use calendar anymore. Know when it's coming. It could be 2 days earlier or longer, depending, but you know at least it's coming that week. Get extra supplies for yourself, well disposed of, and then be well hydrated, eat well, and use your medication after that period. Because most times for me, I use medication because if I bleed so much that period, I use a folic acid, and I drink a lot of water so that I don't get tired or very weak. So you want to do that for yourself and feel good. And then make sure that please avoid tissue papers, please, toilet papers to do menstruation. Please don't do that, especially when it even forms like some bumps on the back. So some people can see the whole shape of it and menstruation. Like, please avoid that. Please don't do that. Like, things like this are very good, and panties like this are really, really good. And it comes in different texture. So this one is kind of a bit thick, so depending, and there's also like, it comes in different colors. This one is lighter, very, very light, so that your body can breathe. And you want to use a cotton material, please, because in cotton materials you are able to breathe. It facilitates aeration. Don't use silk or nylon material. That does not help with aeration of the perineal area. So use a cotton material. So that's very good. And please don't use jean string. No matter how you think you are an experienced person, please don't use jean string to do menstruation. I have seen friends do that. Please don't do that, please, because don't do that because it could go south on you, it could go AY on you. You might not be able to control it, right? So like I said, menstrual period is not meant for the whole world to know. It is your daily business, it's your personal thing, and not everybody should know what is going on. So I hope with these few, things that I know, we could use them and then even add on if you're already doing that. But it's something we should celebrate. It shows we're women, we're ladies, so it should not be a shy moment. I know people could be shy about it, but no, it should not be a shy moment, and it should be like your normal business, just like how you do normally. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of the program.